I welcome the opportunity to put forward my support for this bill. It is a reforming piece of legislation which will benefit the tenants, the local authorities and the state. It will also promote the return to employment and strengthen local communities by allowing residents to purchase properties in the area they have settled in. Furthermore, it will deal in a fair and efficient manner with the antisocial behaviour within our communities by empowering the local authorities and facilitating decentralisation. The present rent supplement scheme is not fit for purpose and in need of a major overhaul. It has turned into a long-term support which is not what it is intended to be. One of the main disadvantages of the current system is, unfortunately, the fact that most tenants feel discouraged to take up employment out of fear of losing the supports available to them. This is not going to be the case under the new Housing Assistance Payment (HAP) scheme. The new scheme will be operated by housing authorities and will provide local authorities with responsibility for all long-term supports, creating a better, more transparent system. While the tenants will continue having the freedom to source their own accommodation in the private rented sector, the local authority will pay the full rent to the landlord directly, and the tenant will pay the contribution to the local authority. Landlords will have to be tax compliant in order to avail of the scheme, and the rented accommodation will have to meet statutory standards, which will contribute to improved standards of private rental accommodation. Additionally, the involvement of the local authorities will guarantee transparency and clarify in the system. This government is committed to getting people back to work. Under the current rent supplement scheme, the support is usually discontinued once a person or their spouse partner returns to full-time employment. The new scheme will provide an opportunity for tenants to work without losing their rent supplement, with the payments being adjusted depending on the income. This change will be welcomed by the public because it offers solutions based on individual needs and replaces the one-size-fits-all approach of the previous government. The new system was designed with fairness in mind, and that we will deliver. The legislation will also introduce a new tenant purchase scheme for local authority tenants. The scheme will be linked to household income. It will provide an opportunity for people to put down roots, to become homeowners and remain part of their community. The scheme is thoroughly designed as has taken into consideration all possible factors. The local authorities will offer the purchase to the tenant that in turn will benefit from the discounted price. It also safeguards the local authorities against possible losses, as the legal framework is in place, making sure that no profit will be made from the side of individuals at the expense of the councils. Antisocial behaviour is also discouraged by not allowing the purchase from those in breach of the public order. I have had numerous inquiries from tenants who wish to purchase from their homes from Sligo and Leitrim County Council. Now is the time to offer people a realistic deal that will allow them to purchase their own home. I hope that the Housing Finance Agency will respond with effective finance options, because I fear the banks will not. The legislation will also deal with the termination of tenancy agreements, which will be open and transparent. The bill introduces a new system for the repossession of local authority houses. This measure will only be applied where it is absolutely necessary and all other options have been exhausted. The bill will deal with cases of serious breaches of the tenancy agreement, which will include antisocial behaviour and continued failure to pay rent or rent arrears. We believe that it is absolutely necessary to provide a safe and pleasant living environment for our communities, and will deal with the issue of antisocial behaviour in a fair but firm manner. There is sometimes a perception that people will not respect something they get for low rents. Social housing costs money, and any tenant must respect the property they live in, regardless if the local authority is the landlord or not. Some people who live in local authority estates take pride in their homes and estates. Our councils must side with those people and ensure others with less respect for their property are penalised. This amendment is regulating the provision of housing for the public, introducing crucial tools, procedures and the legal framework that will be indispensable for a smooth development of the sector in the future. It also draws a clear picture of the government's vision of a fair and hard-working society that provides opportunities for the prosperity of future generations. I would like to commend Minister Jan O'Sullivan TD for her work on this important legislation. The Minister came to Leitrim this time last year to visit 2 estates where remedial works costing €1.6 million. You saw at first hand, Minister, the value of this investment and the comfort this money brought to people who live there. I hope similar works can be considered on other estates across Leitrim and Sligo if such schemes are open for consideration by your department. In the meantime, I commend Minister O'Sullivan for her very positive and progressive work in housing, considering her limited budget.